Welcome back. You're still watching the SABC's News at 9. Now, allegations by the South African Communist Party that President Jacob Zuma has plans to fire his deputy, President Cyril Ramaphosa, has sent shockwaves through the nation. We now speak to the ANC's Chief Whip, Jackson Mthembu, in our parliamentary studios in Cape Town. Mr. Mthembu, thank you very much for joining us. A lot of things have happened today. Let's see if we can get through some of them at least. The first one, your quick thoughts about this story that the SACP has planted in the domain of the world's attention, and then the quick denial by the presidency that no plans were underway to remove Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa.
Well, first of all, as the chief whip of the majority party here in Parliament, I know nothing about the story.
All right.
Thank you. Next.
Okay. So, are you concerned that the South African Communist Party would put out such a story in the first place?
Chief, I've said I don't know anything about that story, and therefore I have no comments. I thought you were going to speak to me as the chief whip of the ANC. In Parliament.
And we certainly will do that. Well, let's talk about the issues of Parliament. Today was the announcement by the Speaker that the SONA was going to be postponed. Your thoughts about that? Is that a welcome development for you?
Definitely. We have already said so, that we welcome the postponement of SONA. You will know that this comes on the background of a meeting that the presiding officers had with leaders of parties here in Parliament. Now, of course, the presiding officers would have looked at the political environment and whether it is conducive for holding of a SONA. We fully agree with them and welcome their decision to postpone the SONA until conducive conditions have been created for the delivery of a SONA in our Parliament. We are therefore in concurrence with their pronouncement.
What would those conducive conditions be? Because the opposition is saying that the only conducive condition would be the removal of the current head of state.
Well, amongst others, that's what they will say, but you'll also know that there are processes afoot by the African National Congress. Indeed, there were supposed to be an NEC meeting tomorrow. There have been consultations between various leaders of our movement. So, indeed, we will get the cue from the African National Congress because, indeed, President Jacob Zuma is a deployee of the ANC. So, as deployees in Parliament, our cue will come from the National Executive Committee of the ANC.
So the future of the president as president is the main agenda item. And are we saying that you're looking for a way to change the person who will be head of state?
Well, I never said that.
That's
I've
what
said
I'm
we have
asking
postponed SONA until conducive conditions have been created. You will know that there have been discussions internally within the ANC around the position of the President of the Republic, and that's ongoing. Secondly, you will know, Peter Ndoro, that there have also been serious concerns that have been raised by the opposition here in Parliament, and in fact almost 12 parties regarding the President Jacob Zuma delivering SONA. And they have promised all sorts of untenable things here in Parliament. But you'll also know that the President of the Republic himself has requested that SONA be postponed. So you'll therefore have had a collision of all these factors that have then concluded in the SONA postponement. Until all of them are resolved to the benefit of the people of South Africa, where SONA indeed cannot have events that were not thought of, where SONA will not be chaotic, where SONA will not be disruptive, where SONA will fulfill its obligation and mandate, which is to put forward the program of government. Until all of us have an opportunity to remove all these events that are unfortunate that might arise in this SONA, as we have been promised by so many people, we therefore have an opportunity to ensure that when we hold SONA after the postponement, SONA will be held in an environment that is conducive for the government of South Africa to put forward its program without any disruption and without any chaos. We think that gives the ANC to look into this matter, and also it gives all parties to ensure that we hold a SONA in an occasion that is fitting for the State of the Nation address.
All right, so Mr. Jackson Mthembu, that's where we're going to leave it this evening. Thank you very much indeed for sharing your thoughts with us. All right.